And I normally tell the men, for you to be able to handle a Proverbs 31 woman, also you must pull up your socks. Because this woman is a go-getter. She doesn't spare any aspect of her life. She looks at every corner. And if you are lucky to have a Proverbs 31 woman in your life, it's your duty to game up. Or not, it might not be very easy for you. But she's full of wisdom as well. I grow up, I want to be this woman. I'm talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. This woman is on point, and this woman really knows what she wants, and she's really going for it, and she's getting it. Hello, my dear viewers. How are you? So nice you've joined us today. Thank you very much for being here. This is much appreciated, yeah? So, if you're new to this channel, karibu sana. In this channel, we believe that we are called to be the heads and not the tail, above and not beneath. But again, we believe that some of these things that we are trusting God for, we are hoping for, we are believing God for, they'll not just come when we relax and we fold our hands. And that's why the Bible says, study and show yourself approved. You'll always get an opportunity to show yourself approved. That is when you'll know whether you have been studying or not. Yeah. So we believe in checking in all the aspects of our lives, be it our children, our businesses, our career, our health, our mental stability. We don't leave any stone unturned. We ensure that we check all the areas as far as we can. But again, we know that unless the Lord watches over the house, the watchman watches over in vain. But still, we have to do our part. Yeah, we have to do our part. We are not called to be lazy. So friends, today we are going to look at a chapter in the Bible. A chapter that, as a woman, has really challenged me. I normally say that when I grow up, I want to be this woman. I'm talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. This woman is on point, and this woman really knows what she wants, and she's really going for it, and she's getting it. Yeah. So let's look at Proverbs 31. Yeah. Because of time, I'll go through some verses. Yeah. But Proverbs 31 from verse 10 is such an amazing verse, especially for the ladies. It will just challenge you and blow you off your comfort zone. And I normally tell the men, for you to be able to handle a Proverbs 31 woman, also you must pull up your socks. Because this woman is a go-getter. She doesn't spare any aspect of her life. She looks at every corner. And if you are lucky to have a Proverbs 31 woman in your life, it's your duty to game up. Or not, it might not be very easy for you. But she's full of wisdom as well. So don't worry, she'll still respect you and love you, yeah? So we are looking at Proverbs 31. I'll start from verse 12, just for that's 31:12. Our gentleman will be encouraged by this. It says, she does him good and not evil all the days of her life. Women, a number of times, it's not easy to do good all the time. Even for the people who are married, every day is not honeymoon. Yeah? Actually, the other days sometimes are more than the honeymoon, in quotes, yeah? But we are told that she does him good and not evil, yeah? That is just to challenge somebody somewhere who maybe have been wrong and they have their facts at their hands, that in case we are emulating the Proverbs 31 woman, no matter the circumstances, she doesn't think of evil, she only thinks of good. Yeah. So in verse 15 we are told, she also rises while it is yet night. I don't know, according to English, I don't know night ends at what time. Yeah, maybe you can help me that in the description below. We see in the comments, we see at what time does night end. But this woman rises up when it is still night. She is up on her toes, ready to have her plan of her day, meaning maybe it was drafted the day before. She is good to go. Early in the morning, she rises up and she's on her knees, maybe praying, and then on her toes, maybe working. Yeah. How do I know that? As we go on, we'll see the things that she does, and we'll know what she does that early in the morning when she rises up. My question is, my dear lady, at what time do you wake up? At what time do you wake up? I know you might be having house helps and servants and staffs. I know you might be having them, but she has them too. But the Bible records clearly, she wakes up when it is still night. So maybe even somebody have got their revelation. Maybe for you to get to where you want to get, you have to change your waking up time. Yeah. So we are told in verse 16, it says, she considered a field and buy it. Where does she get the money? Does she ask her husband? Does she do adakadabra for her to find the money? No, it's well answered in this very same verse. It says, she considered her fields and buy it. From her profits, she plants a vineyard. She does not only buy land, then let it idle, but she also plants a vineyard. That is where most of us will desire to be, or we would like to achieve. But the only thing is that in most of the cases, we normally expect this tall, dark, handsome, rich guy to come and do for you all. Say, buy for you that house, buy for you that whatever. It's not bad. If you are lucky, God bless you. But if we are emulating Proverbs 31 woman, she's the one who buys the land, and she buys the land from her profits. Somebody should be challenged there. She buys the land and she buys it from her profits. Yeah. So again there we see, it says, she gives herself with strength and strengthen her arms. What are we getting here? This woman must be working out. Even if she is not going to the gym, which she can also go. I normally see some of these celebrities that we admire. You see their workout routine. You feel like apologizing to your body for the way you have been lazing it around on the couch. Yeah, we admire them on the screen because they look nice. You are told their age, you are like, no, she can't be that age. But these people work out. These people follow a diet. These people know what they eat, food for not for the taste, but for the benefit it is going to give their body in terms of the protein they need and the muscle they need. And here we are, munching like a number of bags of fries and still trusting God that we'll be able to achieve whatever He has called us to do. Even if you can't go to the gym, there's a lot you can do. You don't have to drive from the gate of your house to the front office every day, all year round. Proverbs 31 woman have laid it out clearly. It says she gives herself with strength and strengthens her arms. because there's a lot to be done. There are a lot of tasks ahead. We can't lazy out. There are a lot to be done. For the kingdom, for our family, a lot is at stake. We can't just lazy around and do things the way we feel like doing. So, we are told in 18, we are told, she perceives that her merchandise is good, and her lamp does not go out by night. Her lamp does not go out by night. That line only reminds us of the 10 virgins, the 5 stupid one and the 5 wise one. They were both virgins. Virgin here, we can say that it represented righteousness, having a good relationship with God, not being a sinner. They were all righteous. They were all virgins. But there were the stupid ones, or the way the Bible calls them, the foolish ones, and there were the wise ones. Yeah? So even as wise women, our oil should not go off when it is needed. How do you do that? By working, by ensuring your household is in order, so that when things happen, you are not even scared. During COVID, there are people who were really shocked, and some of them even didn't make it, not because of COVID, no, but because they couldn't handle, their oil couldn't take them that long. They didn't have the muscle, they didn't have the stamina, they didn't have the faith, they didn't have the wisdom, they didn't have the whatever that was needed for that particular moment. I'm saying this one in respect with maybe the people who lost their life during COVID. But when I'm saying this particular line, I mean to the people who maybe were not even infected by the virus, but somehow they couldn't stand the pressure and the uncertainty that was there. So remember, her lamp does not go off. It is there, ready to stand the test of time. The question is, are you ready for the test that will come? Because it is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. One of my spiritual fathers normally says that you are either in a storm, or you are from a storm, or you are heading to a storm. And even the Bible says, in this world you'll have many troubles, but be of good cheer. So remember, her light does not go off. Her strength does not fail her when it is needed the most. Why? Because she is prepared. Remember, she wakes up at night. What she does at night, maybe she prays, maybe she reads a Bible, maybe she picks a book and reads. She does something during this night. She doesn't wake up to watch an African movie or maybe to relax on her couch. No. She is set as early as when it is still at night. Yeah. Again, we are told that she extends her hand to the poor. That is verse 20. Yeah. She extends her hands to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy. She reaches out her hand to the needy. She don't only go to a funeral and say, oh, sorry, and then she gets into her Prado or whatever the car, yeah, and then flees off, yeah. No. She goes there, mourns to the people who mourn, and then she asks, by the way, how much is the fee of the son that has been left behind? And she says, no problem, I'll pay her full fee. That is the Proverbs 31 woman. Why? Because she's ready and she knows what she has been called to do. And you know what the Bible says, my friends? It says that he who waters others will be watered. Are you watering others? When it comes to time to say your plea and reason now, the Bible says, come, let's reason together. Do you have some points? We know there's mercy. There's mercy. We don't deny it. But can you reason out with God? Proverbs 31 woman says, she extends her hands to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy. She extends it. She doesn't wait for her to come, knock her door, cry, plead. No, she reaches out to them and tell them no problem. That's the main reason why God took me ahead of you, so that I can help you in this drastic moment. Isn't that sweet? That's so, so nice, yeah? And then we are told, like, she makes tapestry for herself. That's verse 22, yeah? She makes tapestry for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Let me just say this in short, yeah? You'll not find her with stocking at 11 a.m. Yes, she is dressed in purple. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. That is class. She is literally smart, beautiful, expensively dressed. Not because a man dropped for her that clothing. No, she has worked it out. I'm not saying it's wrong for a man to buy for you or your husband to buy for you. No, don't misquote me, please. But what I'm saying is that for this particular reason, she knows how to dress herself, how to clothe herself, how to present herself. She can stand before kings and argue her case out because she is well groomed and dressed in linen and purple and fine purple, yeah? So, and then we are told in 23, we are told her husband is known in the gates. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. Why is the husband known? Not necessarily because of what the husband does, but because of the name the woman holds. In short, the name of the husband is almost diminishing because the husband is known as the husband of, because of the achievements the wife have made. Who wouldn't like to be that woman? Who wouldn't like to be that woman? It's so amazing to be that woman. In verse 25, we are told, strength and honor are her clothing. What are her clothing? Strength and honor. And then what are we told there again? We are told she shall rejoice in time to come. Why? Again, we've been told over and over. She has her strength. She has bought lands. She has planted vineyards. She doesn't do her husband any harm. She only does him good. Yeah? And then in verse 27, we are told she opens her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness. I think this is where most women need prayers and need deliverance and need wisdom. Yeah, she opens her mouth with wisdom. Yes, she has the right, she has the money, she has the power, she has the beauty, she's fit, she's like all things, but still she opens her mouth with wisdom. And the Bible says she shows kindness. It's not a must she shows kindness. She doesn't need to get a job somewhere or get a contract somewhere. She's good enough. But in all this, she still opens her mouth with wisdom and shows kindness. That is the secret. Yeah. In verse 27, we are told she watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. We suffer a lot there. The bread of idleness. Simply because we have somebody somewhere who can take care of us, doesn't mean that we eat the bread of idleness. Even if you believe that you are called to take care of your children, just to watch over your children and bring them up during that season, doesn't mean that you should eat the bread of idleness. There's a lot you can do within the four corners of your house. Yeah, so she doesn't eat the bread of idleness. Meaning she has something she's doing all the time. She has a program. By the way, even just relaxing and having a good time with your family, that's a program. And you know what? When all is said and done, those are maybe the memories that your family will remember. But instead of being idle somewhere, it's good to have some family time with your family, because it will count at the end of the day. Yeah. So again, we are told many daughters have done well. Maybe before I go to that 29, let me read 28. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Now let me tell you, it's one thing for the world to clap for you, and it's another thing for your household to say, truly, truly, my mother is a woman of God. Because, we have this face that we give the public. We give them this face. But when we go back to the house, our children, our husband, they know the real us. Let me say the real us without the makeup and without the fake whatever that we do in public. Yeah, they really know us. Yeah. So in this case, the children. Let me just read this again. Verse 28. It says, her children rise up and call her blessed. Even the children are noticing, yenyewe, man is blessed, yeah? And then we are told her husband also, and he praises her. How many men can really, really stand amidst other men when maybe the wife is not there, and really confess to the other men and say, I'm blessed to have my wife? How many? The percentage is not much. But for this Proverbs 31 woman, the children, I think even Jesus asked, and Jesus was like, who do people say I am? And when the disciple had said everything about what other people, he turned to the disciple and asked them, who do you say I am? The same applies here. Who do your family say that you are? Because they are the first person who will give you a testimony when all is said and done. Yeah. So we go to 29. It says, many daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Now, a lot of people normally stick to this part of done well. But now, in this case, we are trying to excel in it. Done well means like you do a bit of this one, a bit of this one, you slack in another one and try a bit of another one. But here it is said, many daughters have done well. But this Proverbs 31 woman, excel them all. And somebody might wonder, how am I to excel them all? All those things you've said, they are just too many. How can I do them all? The answer is in the next verse, my friends. It says, charm is deceitful. That's 30 now. Charm is deceitful and beauty is passing. But a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. That is the secret. She fears the Lord. That is the secret. The only way you can achieve all this, especially the first one that I started with, whereby she does his husband good and not evil, it is only the fear of the Lord that can help you. And the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So she can do all this because she fears the Lord. And the Bible says she shall be praised. Then 31 finishes it in a very nice way. It says, give her of the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Her own works praise her in the gates. My dear friend, when all is said and done, our work is supposed to praise us. May we be found faithful in all that we do. May we be found faithful. And as we evolve, the world around us will also evolve. People will look at us and they'll be like, so happy and so eager to know our God and love Him, and also yearn to be like us, even as we also yearn to be more of what we are called to do. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Let's go out there and be the Proverbs 31 woman. And if you are a man and you are eyeing a Proverbs 31 wife, or you already have one in your house, remember, you also have to pull up your socks. Till next time, from Evolve You For You channel, thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing just to hit the subscribe button, so that when we come up with similar topics, as we sharpen each other, you'll be among the first people to know.